Yes, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You guys already know what time it is right here. It's your main man, Juan, the teacher of God's money, and we're gonna have an incredible conversation today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited, I'm pumped. Damn, what an incredible time to be alive. This is not gonna be a long video, but if you got a quick pen, quick paper, you definitely want to take some notes because we're gonna be hitting some buttons, and a lot of the things that I'm gonna say in this video may trigger some of you, and that's my goal. I want to get you guys to move, right? That's how we create real change in our lives, by getting or putting ourselves in a position to move, Pac-Man style, right? If you're new to the channel, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you definitely want to consider subscribing to the channel. I bring you guys the value constantly, guys, to give you guys the information, the resources, the mindset, everything you need so that you guys can create incredible lives for you and yours and put yourself in a position to leave a legacy for your family so that they don't have to start from ground zero like perhaps a lot of you that are watching this video. You know, when I watch the stats of what's going on in this country right now, guys, it's absolutely mind-boggling and terrifying at the same time. Now, I don't mean terrifying as in a sense of I'm terrifying. I actually love what's going on right now, the so-called talk of recessions and doom and gloom, et cetera, et cetera. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment to give it some clarity. But first things first, appreciate you guys for tuning into the video. Yes, if you're doing some research on MintBuilder, I'm going to leave a link, the very first link right below this video. Go ahead and click that, grab your 100% free silver bar for taking a short 2-minute survey. It's not even 2 minutes, it's like a minute or so. And perhaps for some of you, it's going to be the first silver bar in your collection or your asset or money getting strategy, whatever you want to call it. But that's just our gift to you. So go ahead and grab that silver bar, click on the first link in the description. I want to talk about in this video why I love recessions, guys, and why recessions hold great keys. They hold great keys to you putting yourselves in a position to where you can literally turn your lives around. I love recessions because people, not all, but some people begin to wake up, right? They say, hey, this 9 to 5 is not working. These promises in corporate America are not looking too good. I'm about one paycheck from getting my car repossessed. I'm about one paycheck from being behind again on my mortgage. I'm about one paycheck from losing my wife or husband. I'm about one paycheck from not being able to pay the babysitter to watch my kids next week. I'm about one paycheck away from my car being unrepairable, just in case I have, you know, a mishap out there on the road and what have you. You guys get my point, right? With so many people around the world, but specifically in this country, right, which I believe is the greatest country in the world because of our free enterprise system. But so many people live paycheck to paycheck. And what it really comes down to, guys, is the lack of information. Right? So without the information, you can't possibly have the resources. And without the resources, you can't possibly build the life of your dreams, right? I'm going to say that again. Without the information and the resources, you can't possibly build the life of your dreams. I think one of the things that I think corrupts a lot of people's minds is misinformation. And there's so much misinformation out there right now in regards to gold and silver, how to properly stack gold and silver, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy that owns a mintage in the wonderful company that we call MintBuilder, and I simply teach other people how to create their own mintage and essentially become their own bank, because that's the end game, guys, right? I also believe that my over 20 years of stacking metals, fortunate enough as a young man to be put up on game on the importance of stacking the precious metals, God's money. Why do we call it God's money? Well, like God, it doesn't tarnish, it doesn't fade, it holds its value, it doesn't lose its value over time. And these can simply, these facts can simply be understood and known by doing proper research. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a financial advisor, but I believe that my know-how, my experience, my resources, and my years and years and years and years and years of stacking metals can provide you guys some real value so that you guys can put yourselves in a position to where you're not worried about what's going on with the economy. You're not worried about what's going on with COVID and whatnot. You're not worried about what's going on with brick and mortar businesses. I can't believe people are actually out there trying to start brick and mortar businesses right now. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but there are certain businesses that are going to thrive during these times and certain businesses that are going to be a complete waste of money, waste of capital, and it's going to cost you guys a lot of money and a lot of friendships, good friendships, business partnerships in the process, because most businesses that are starting up right now have almost a 100% chance of failure. And I really mean that, guys. So let's get back real quick to precious metals and why we all should be stacking precious metals. And again, why I love recessions and how you can put yourself in a position to profit and help people grow and build amongst a so-called recession. And it starts with information and understanding the numbers. So why do I stack precious metals in the first place? Guys, this is one of my favorite publications, the Market Review. And I pulled out some old issues from my library. So we have January, February, and March of 2019. And then we have the 3 months that are following that shortly after. So if you look right here where gold was just in 2019, silver, platinum, right? So we got silver at $14.35. But if you look right here, just a few months later, same year, so in 2019, we look at what silver was going for. The spot price of silver was $15.95. The spot price of gold was $13.28. So we see an increase, a fluctuation in those numbers within just a 90-day span. And a lot of people really don't know or understand what that means. What that means, guys, is let's just say you had $5,000 in silver, right, in January of 2019. Well, you've actually just increased your wealth, your net worth, within those just 90 days of silver rising from, let's take a look again right here, from 14.35 to, let's go back here to 15.95. So that's an increase of almost $1.50 per ounce. Guys, that's huge. And I've been telling people for years, if you can show me a better place, a more reliable place, a place that virtually has no risk to put your money, to put your savings, to put your investments, other than precious metals, I will take everything that I have, everything that I own, and I will put it there right now. I tell people, have conversations with people every single day. If you can show me a place anywhere to grow and secure my money that's more securable, okay, than the storage units of gold and silver, I'll wait. Tell me, leave it down in the comments. And most people that I ask that question to don't even know where to start, guys. Most people that I ask that question to are completely clueless of how to actually grow and build real wealth. And one of the things that you guys need to understand about accumulating and growing real wealth is real wealth is actually done automatically. Wealth creation has to be set up to where it's an automatic process, right? Because there's so much misinformation. There's so many so-called programmed do's and don'ts, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. There's so many things, so many other ideas, so many concepts hitting you from all different directions of why you shouldn't get your hands on gold and silver, or why you shouldn't open up this particular account, or why you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Everything has literally been told to you, taught to you, and programmed upon you to literally fail in life. And a lot of that has to do with working majority of your life and then dying. So working majority of your life and then dying. And this is like it seems like almost like an unlimited self-fulfilling cycle or process for most people. They literally just are born and then they work until they die. So they're born and then they work until they die. Well, that's not how we operate over here at MintBuilder. That's not what we teach. That's not what we believe in. We believe in this sovereign human being. And in order to become sovereign and economically free, because there's 2 types of freedom, right? So you have economic freedom and you have political freedom. So most of us that were born here are politically free. But can you hop on a plane right now and fly to Washington, D.C. or Miami or any of those places? And it's not about having the money, right? plane tickets are relatively cheap right now. It's about having the time, being in full possession and ownership of your time. So I hope a lot of you guys can understand and see where I'm going with this, right? I've explained this in 1,000 videos before that the real ultimate wealth on this earth is time freedom, is having more control over your time, and putting your money, investing and stacking precious metals is going to allow you to do that in the long term game. And I think that's where the problem lies. We live in such a microwave society where everybody wants things like this, right? We live in a society to where everybody seems to want the end result. Nobody wants to build a real business anymore. They just want the end result, like the Happy Meal business in a box. Where can I put my money and have my money grow automatically, basically overnight, and just become a millionaire overnight? That's most people's mindsets, right? And it's almost laughable. And again, guys, this goes back to just misinformation and misprogramming and listening to your broke friends and family. And it's not even about your friends and family being broke, right? Because being broke is one thing, but being broke in the mind is absolutely critical and detrimental to pretty much anybody that's around that person. Anybody can go broke. I've been broke many times in my life. Many times in my life. Anybody can become broke, but once a person, male or female alike, has a broke mindset, there's almost no hope left, right? You can't fix broke minds. You cannot fix a broke mind. You guys remember back in high school, right before you were going off to college, right? Everybody gets funneled into the cafeteria or the auditorium or whatever you want to call it. And they got all these booths set up with these different colleges, right? So all these colleges are pitching you, trying to get you to come to their school, come to their college. Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. The interesting thing about that entire process is nobody does any research on the colleges outside of those particular events. I've never seen anybody leave one of those events and actually go do raw research from multiple sources. So every time I create a video in regards to gold and silver, I always want to impress upon you guys the importance of doing your own research, right? So once you do your own research and you come to the firm conclusion that, hey man, I should have started stacking gold and silver years ago. I should have started stacking gold and silver in my teens, right? I should have started stacking gold and silver in elementary school. Why don't they teach this stuff in schools and colleges alike? You can go to the most prestigious colleges in the world. Nobody knows anything about gold and silver. Nobody knows anything about God's money. Nobody knows anything of how real wealth is created and preserved, right? These beautiful numismatic and bullion coins, et cetera, et cetera. So we've made this entire process, this entire journey extremely simple, fun, and profitable, right? And we call it MintBuilder, a system that you guys can plug into and learn how to create and build your wealth, preserve your wealth in an automatic process so that you are not distracted from everything that's going on in the world, right? What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to click on the first link in the description. I want you to grab your silver bar. I want you to take a look at what we're doing. And when you guys are ready, I want you guys to plug into the #1 team in all of the United States right now inside of MintBuilder. We're doing some incredible things, guys. We're having fun. We're stacking gold and silver. We're educating people on how to become their own bank so that when times arise like this, you guys are not worried about it. You're absolutely flourishing in times like this because people are becoming more receptive to business opportunities. And when they become more receptive to business opportunities, they become open. When they become open, it allows you a position to move in and bring them real value, and everybody profits tremendously, all while stacking gold and silver. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It's your main man, Juan, right here, the teacher of God's money. And again, guys, the moral of the story is watch where you get your research from. Always do your due diligence. Put in the work. Effort only seems out of proportion to reward, but it never is. Remember that, guys. Effort only seems out of proportion to reward, but it never is. Put in the work. Do your due diligence. do your research, don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, and understand track records. This is something that's been working for thousands of years. Gold and silver has been here for thousands of years, and because of there were many reasons. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about the industrial reasons of why I believe silver is going to go way up, and you guys need to get your hands on silver now. I mean now. Click on the first link in the description, guys. I put together a beautiful presentation for you beautiful people. After you go through the presentation, if there's any questions in regards to getting started, choosing your subscription, your automatic wealth subscription package, which coin or which precious metals you should start with, give me a call. Reach out to me via my direct line, 323-238-5005. My cell, my direct line is also on the website that you're going to visit right now. Click on the first link, and I'll see you guys on the next page. Bam!